I love and dread doing these videos, and they are really, I think, on some level, it's really about my perfectionism, and it's a practice in anti-perfectionism, right? Because I sit down, I hit record, I try not to think about what I'll say beforehand. Now, this is something was just like yesterday thinking thoughts that came to my mind, right? But it's still not like flashed out or anything. There's no script, there's no edit. And I know I'll stumble and I'll fuck up and I'll lose my, train of thought and all of that. And then I don't edit these, so I don't do second takes and all of that. So it is this kind of, there's something very freeing about it to do these videos. And it's kind of the rawest, most direct, purest form of expression because it's my voice, my face, my thoughts as they are in my head and as they come to my head any given moment, right? And so I'll say stupid stuff. I'll look stupid or ugly or um, I don't know, whatever, right? I look ways that I don't like looking. I will say words that I don't like and that feel wrong afterwards, and I will sound in ways that I don't like the way I sound there, and all of these things. My expressions will not be what I want to communicate, and all of that. So it's so personal, and it is beautifully freeing to practice this anti-perfectionism on such a very highly personal level because it is so fucking tiring. Everything I do, I always feel like it's not good enough, right? It could always have been better. And in theory, that might be true. And there's a lot of things that where I don't do a great job and all of that. But it's just too fucking tiring to all constantly feel like everything that you do when you walk away from it and you feel like not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. And there's no benefit to that. It's just a heavy weight that slows you down and pulls you down, right? And doing this, as much as I dread it and as embarrassing as it is sometimes, and as much as I feel shame doing these videos and uploading them and saying all the stupid stuff I say, it is so freeing to just do it anyway, right? And to take all the time I want. And I do put pressure on myself to be like, because in the back of my mind, there's a little clock ticking. And there's a little judge sitting and a very critical editor weighing every word and being, that's not what you should have used here, right? And so it's constantly there. And I just keep doing it anyway, right? And somebody left a comment a couple of days ago and said, it's very brave what you're doing. And my natural reaction, my first impulse is to say, that's not fucking brave, right? That's just, a guy dealing with his issues. But then I was like, that's not actually, like, why am I minimizing myself here? And, for me, this shit is brave because I am, as silly as it may be, I am scared about this stuff. And for me, right, it requires me to be brave to do this. And it's such a good feeling to practice this, to be this raw and unedited and unprepared, and to do it so poorly, but do it anyway, right? And I think it's a wonderful, wonderful little outlet. And if, um, you know, even doing this mid sentence, kind of stumbling and thinking, well, what should I say next now? And I don't come up with something, and I'm fine with it. Just keep doing it. It is freeing. And on the one hand, I feel that inner critic heavily. It's peppering me, right? It's hitting me, throwing its little fists against my chest right now. And it's almost like squeezing my head. On the other hand, I'm also fine. I'm like, what are the stakes here? The stakes are that you look foolish, right? The stakes are that you look retarded. Whatever. The world is a big place. It keeps spinning. And in the end, about this kind of stuff, it's not what matters, right? So, anti-perfectionism. Now, if I would try to... So I like anti-perfectionism. I'm wondering if there's a way to turn that around so that it's not anti something, not against something, because I don't like my perfectionism, or I want to kind of get over it, right? It's just this, it's like a very inefficient engine that burns a lot of fuel to achieve very little, right? It's like a car that I know nothing about cars. It's so funny. Why do I have to pick that metaphor? But it's like a car that requires, 100 gallons. It's just super expensive. It's not efficient. It's polluting, right? It's polluting my thoughts, my emotions, and it's draining me of energy to be constantly unsatisfied with anything I do and always criticize myself for it afterwards. And I've gotten so used to it that I kind of, numbly push through it, right? So it's not like I'm tearing myself apart after every task that I get done with and fall apart about it. But I do tear myself apart, and I just keep pushing through it to the next one and the next one and the next one. And it works, right? It functions. But it's not how I want to work. It's not how I want to do things. It's not how I want to live my life. Just because I've gotten so used to it, right? If there's a better way, if there's a lighter way, if there's a more beautiful and more joyful way. And it's just by not doing that, right? I don't have to do that. I am someone who has very high standards in many things, in a professional context especially. And being this raw and low standard, like I say, it tears at me, but it's also so freeing. Low standard, embrace the low standard, right? But coming back to my question from before, is there a way to turn this anti-perfectionism around into something pro? And I can't think of something right now. Maybe anti-gravity, anti-perfectionism is the, you see, is the right phrase here. Also, the fact that like now anti-gravity, why I switched up, this is something I do quite often where words in my mind just get jumbled up, and it matters, but also it's not a big deal. So, and it's so pleasant to just keep recording this. And it's of course ambivalent because on the one hand I want to like, oh no, stop it, delete it, don't publish, maybe do it again. But on the other hand, it's like, no, anti-perfectionism. And in some way, anti-gravity is not the worst word because gravity makes us heavy. And perfectionism makes every fucking thing in life so heavy. It doesn't have to be, right? Now, just like gravity, it's good that we have it, right? It's good that there are high standards because that's um, how you grow, right? You want things to be better. I, I always strive for things to be as good as they are, especially if it's something I care about, right? Um, I want to do the best that I can, but it will never be perfect. And there's always some, you know, theoretical standard that I can measure against and where it's unattainable, right? And, there are tons of people in the world for whom a higher standard is very much attainable and everything in all kinds of areas. But for me, realistically, it is what it is. And with, the given amount of time and resources and all the constraints that they are, if I did the best that I could, then that should be fine, right? And I think a good frame or a good lens to look through at this is to just say, does it actually help you in your daily life? And if it is something where it kind of pulls you to do things a little better, then I think that's a beautiful thing. But if it just pulls you down because it's too heavy, it's too much, and everything you do is just a series of not good enough, not good enough, not good enough, it just sucks the joy out of a lot of things that could be a lot more joyful, a lot more fun, a lot more pleasant. And you don't have to. Like the people whom I admire most are the ones who can bring a certain lightness to things, right? Not the ones who are trying so hard and very, you know, um, and you can be, I also love obsession. Like I love people who are just obsessed with something, but you can be obsessed and light at the same time. You can be really passionate about something without that heavy inner critic pulling you down. Think there's different gears at which you can operate. And again, my inner critic is kicking in so heavy. What the fuck are you talking about? Right? And it's fine. It's fine. Anti-perfectionism. Anti-perfectionism. Freeing myself from perfectionism. It's really like getting rid of these heavy chains that, where it's never good enough. And, I think it's not a big leap to jump from, oh, this is not good enough, that is not good enough, to you are not good enough. And that's where shit gets really heavy, right? And I know a lot of people have that. You're not good enough. And it's just not helping. Like, you're good enough. You're beautiful and amazing. You deserve all the good things in life just as much as anyone else on this planet. You're here for a reason. And you bring your own bags of issues and strengths and weaknesses, but you're here and you're just as deserving of all the good things as anyone else. So all the other people. And we all get dealt some cards in life one way or another, but we're all just as worthy. Not because of anything we do or don't do, but just because of who we are. You're good enough. And you can always do better, right? But you're good enough. And if you're good enough, you want to do better. You're good enough. 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 And you deserve love and joy and all the good things in life. You're good enough. You're not perfect. Nobody is. Or maybe you are. And everybody is. Right? Maybe all the things that seem like flaws to you are just part of what perfection really is in a way that you simply don't understand yet. You're good enough. Either way. You're good enough. All the things you did, all your screw ups, all your fuck ups, all the mistakes you made, and all the mistakes you'll make. It's fine. You're good enough. It is easy to say the words, but to feel that can also be easy. But you gotta do it. you're good enough.